Mate, this is super exciting, Nate, because I've been walking around talking to a few of the parents and spectators, and they think this could be maybe the grand final come a little bit early because of the crossover. So this is a cracking match, and you'll see it's not every day you see crowd like, I know it's not on the screen, but left and right of us and around the field now for a 12 boys semis. We've got crowd coming in for this matchup.
You're not wrong. There is a nice crowd building as the games start to pack down, and Wallsend Wolves will run right to left on your screen in the sky blue, taking on the sky and navy blue of the Renegades. And the Wolves will go on the attack first, and here they go with their first chance at the line, and they bring the ball out through Elvis. Nathan will get touched on the wing, and he'll play it, and the ball's picked up by Tyler Johnson. And I'll go the quickie here. Caden Norris will get it back, and no, he does. He picks up the go short, tight defence, and good touch by Malachi Kennedy. A good start there by both sides.
Yeah, I really like that with Wallsend because they're probably Northern Beaches would be the favourites, but I like that Wallsend just going straight at him. The first play, making him dive to save it. That's always a really good sign. Great job, Wallsend.
Kennedy there looking for the penalty as they get up over halfway. There's Bo Cooper, and Malachi Kennedy for a 12-year-old's got plenty to say here early to the referees, and Cooper can't scoop. And Wallsend hold on, and it's been a fast start here, and they'll head towards the box. Will Wallsend look to bring on the reinforcements, and there's Tyler Johnson taking that ball, carrying it forward. And that's the jersey one little tip on down that far side, and is he going to get there? He is. Samuel Farah with some speed. Oh, and they're going to bring it back to the referees. And
I'm not sure what's happened. Did he run out then, did he?
The referee's standing in the middle of halfway, and they're going to say 7 on.
Oh, they had an extra player then, did they? Is that Tony Bradley, is it? The referee on the far side?
Yeah, Tony Bradley. He was impressed with your performance yesterday,
mate.
Tony.
I think he's been kind to me, but Tony's a very experienced referee, and I think getting those sorts of calls right in a big game like this is important. You don't want, even though that was awesome to see from Wallsend, you don't want to try being scored with 7 on, and so I think I'm really glad the referee's got that one right.
Yeah, so there's still a bit of confusion for the kids. Wallsend have obviously thought the try was there, and we've got, just quietly, it's probably one of the most experienced and of current players still in both coaching staffs. You've got Dill Thompson over the far side with the Wallsend side, and you've got Heath Cooper as well with the Renegades. So 2 still current men's opens players, and very, very good players in both their rights. As Bo Cooper gives space, a big dive, he's over. Oh, the touch is called. It was a dive by Angus Webb. It was tight, but the referee's in good position. And I'll get another opportunity here on the last touch, but
yeah, Wallsend probably a little bit lucky to get the call on that one, but great scramble from Wallsend. And this is the interesting thing is that, you know, we're not talking about men's open players with 20 years experience. These are boys 10, 11, 12 years old, and every game they come out, it's a challenge. Just because Northern Beaches were great yesterday doesn't mean they're going to be great today. So
the referee calls play on and play through, and get up near halfway, and yeah, you're right, the skill level here. You'll be amazed here if you're tuning in, thanks to New South Wales Touch Facebook page, and the stream brought to you live by Bar TV, and all the families at home watching that haven't been able to get out here to Lady Cutler. You'll be amazed. There's some serious skill, and the big jump, and they got the overlap, the pass, batted on. It wasn't forward first, no. Tony Bradley helps referee masters, and they get 6 more on that, but the skill of these 12-year-olds is, at most, probably 11. As they step off, go the quicker, the big dive. Referee Masters says try. Cruz Thompson opens the scoring for the Wallsend Wolves, and they'll play from in front with a 3-2 system.
Yeah, hopefully the referee can be patient here. Carpenter a little bit frustrated because he did make the touch, but how it sort of works if you're watching is just because you're calling the touch doesn't mean it's automatically a touch. Sometimes maybe you're offside or you don't get 2 feet to the line, or sometimes, which is what happened there, the referee said, well, you got him, but the ball was down first before you got him. So really good call from the referee, and hopefully Carpenter can reset a bit and come back, because he's a solid player and he's got plenty of time to get a try back for the Northern Beaches.
As Warzenek now plays it, and they throw wide, and they'll get a penalty. Referee Tony Bradley. They'll get another chance to attack. Here the boys from the Beaches.
Out the back.
Long pass over the top, and Tony was going to be the only one to score that one.
Yeah, so this is what we see a lot, and this is going to be really interesting here to all our viewers here. We've got young boys here on the big stage. There's a lot of excitement, and neither team's really settled in. There's a bit of, they're not really playing that smooth touch footy that we've seen from either team. And I think the first team to settle into this game is that'll take them a long way to winning the game.
And there's also plenty of nerves as well. Like, these are young boys we're talking about, the big live stream. There's a lot of young kids here, and the nerves, they've probably got families at home and tuning in and watching. And here's some space, the dummy, and Cruz Thomas there with the ball picked up by Cooper. And it was Carpenter in the 6, and Carpenter will play it. They'll go the out ball, and there's Cooper. There's space now. Long pass over the top, and Tate Wooldridge couldn't hang on to that one, but they'll get a repeat set. And Cooper and Carpenter here will work middle, I dare say.
Yeah, the Northern Beach is probably a little bit guilty here, Nathan, of trying to run around Wallsend.
Long pass by Cooper. They're in there over the far side. Eric Dane scores.
Looks like they got one back there. Cooper with a beautiful left to right. And the Northern Beaches, that could be the one that settles them down, and we could get a good clash here. What I was trying to say was I think Northern Beaches early a little bit guilty of maybe trying to run around Wallsend, whereas when we saw them in earlier games, they had sort of a few quick releases, a few like those bump and runs, like real direct plays, which sort of conditioned the defence to sort of collapse before they went wide. But now that they've settled into it, it'll be interesting to see what both teams can offer up now.
And for those of you at home, you'll see it's one try apiece, but it's 3-2 scoring system, which the first team that scores in these final games to avoid a drop-off, although in the under-12s, which is what this is, if it was nil-all, it would be the highest ranked team would go through. But nevertheless, to explain the scoring system, so it's one apiece, but Wallsend scored first, so they get 3, and then every try after that becomes 2. So it's simple as it gets. And Cruz Thompson puts that one down, and we can't have a drawn game at the end of it. That's as simple as it gets on that one. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, watching the kids, nephews, no doubt there's plenty of families out there. We hope you're enjoying the coverage here as Bo Cooper takes the ball up and forward, and here comes Campos, and Campos working with the number 3, Calandruccio. And Campos picks up. They've got an overlap here, and they go. The big dummy goes for the line. The 6 dives. The referee says play on. It's Samuel Mullane. Mullane scores.
Wow.
And the Beaches.
They've got an extra gear, and how many times have we seen that throughout the course of the tournament, Nathan, where the sort of game's pretty steady, there's not a lot going on, then all of a sudden a try, all the boys get excited, they raise the energy level. You saw that drive from Northern Beaches, probably their best drive of the game, and it results in a try.
Yeah, well, they use the space in the middle of the field there to be able to go forward and really take some metres, and then all it took was Mullane with Campos to find the space, and the winger, he had to make a decision, and unfortunately he didn't quite get the wrong one. This is sharp play, this. And that was very fast from Johnson at the line, and
probably a little bit unlucky there not to get the call for offside. That was a really sharp play from the Wolves.
Johnson picks it up, and he's in that far corner. I was going to say that would have been the second try we've seen in Windy Corner over there.
Oh, does it have a name for it now? Is it Windy Corner?
Windy Corner, we've renamed it.
I thought it was Bermuda Corner of Death or something. If the ball goes there, it's no drive.
Yeah, if you haven't tuned in over the weekend, you would have heard expert analysis here from Jason Stanton, the former Australian New South Wales representative. And speaking of if you see the corner on your top right-hand screen, part of the screen, you'll know that Jason's spoken about the wind, and the wind's starting to pick up here, which may have an impact. And the Renegades spill it on their drive, which will give Wallsend a chance to hit back. And the coach killer not square, says referee Angus Rose. And
yeah, the wind's obviously when you're watching on TV you can't see it unless you grab the flag, but the wind's going towards the top of your screen and it's gusting towards the right corner. So that the first try that Northern Beaches scored, that's the easiest pass on the field, is a left to right into the top left of your screen. That's the easiest ball to throw. So if you're throwing long, that's where you want to be going to get the try.
And referee Rose has found a penalty here on the drive-through from the Renegades, and take this opportunity to thank the Dubbo Council, who have done a magnificent job this weekend. There's been plenty of positive comments around the fields out and about. Jace, how was Field 3 yesterday where you ventured out to referee a game?
Yeah, I think the venue, absolutely superb. As I said, turnover there, good opportunity for Northern Beaches. The venue's been superb, the facilities, you know, all the services, sponsors, everything. This is definitely world class. And I can state that just so the viewers may not know, I've been away for about 10 years, so to sort of come back and see touch so professionally and, you know, professional, so well run, and to see the ability of players, it's been a real eye-opener, something really exciting for me to be back around the community.
And in particular, I'd like to thank Tracy, Wes and Harry from the part of the team at Council. It's a big team, and Cooper throws long left to right. He's got there the big dive. Dewey Masters says all clear. And the Renegades extend their lead. That left to right long ball from young Bo Cooper.
I think he's the weatherman. He might be listening in, and he knows the left to right in that top corner. That's the one. You almost get an extra, like 3-4 metres on the pass, and the ball goes quicker through the air when you've got a bit of a wind up your back there. So Bo Cooper showing experience well beyond his years there, Loveday.
Grandparents Terry and Chris, who are here, and we were talking to them earlier, they'll be proud of that one, and no doubt Terry and also Heath obviously as well. Won't take too much credit away from Heath. Would have been out plenty of time out in the backyard as a youngster for Bo.
Yeah, well, I think I did a shout out to Heath yesterday. He's actually the most capped Sydney Scorpions representative player, but the viewers at home may not know that Heath's actually a winger, not actually a middle like his son. So Heath's probably more accustomed to being on the end of a beautiful pass like that, not so much throwing it.
As they pick up Cruz Thompson, he steps, he goes twice, he pops it over, and there's a good diving touch, I think. And Masters says penalty. I think it's Calandruccio is penalised for being offside. 6-3 the score, and Wallsend plenty of time on the clock, and around 14 minutes remaining.
See, that was sharp from Thompson, and what I really liked about that, which is a bit of a tip for those at home, is he's running at the offside player. And when you're running at the offside player with good feet like that, you're putting the defensive line under pressure, but you're also engaging the referee. The referee's calling him off, and you get that advantage. So great work there by Thompson.
Outball, and the chasers onto that far corner. It's a great touch over on that far side. They'll stay on the attack and go forward, and long pass out. They'll go again. There's a 2-on-1, but a good touch there. The try scorer, Eric Daines, shutting down the play, and Wallsend will get another chance here, and they'll be looking to work through Thomas, who's got the ball, and Thompson here at link will be there, and they'll look for Thompson. There's space, good pass, and just a little bit misdirected by Thompson, but it can happen when the pass is that quick.
Yeah, and it's also the pressure of the D there. No, Northern Beaches didn't sort of sit on their line. Sometimes we call it like a shutdown or a strike when the players almost ignore the player in front of them and run in to help on the inside. That's what we say is a shutdown, and Northern Beaches did that, and they put some pressure and end up saving the try. But really classy player. I've been really impressed there with Thompson. Good on his feet, good working off the ball. He's got all the skills, the young fella.
Yeah, the CCs here, Cooper and Carpenter could be working in the middle. There could be a sponsorship offering here, and they pick the ball up. Cooper back to Carpenter, and he can't hold on to it.
It must be difficult, I think, for some of these players, Nathan. You mentioned Dylan Thompson, absolute world-class player. Then that's on the he's like the coach, obviously, of the Wallsend team. And then on this side of the box, we can look down and see Heath Cooper and John Kennedy. So it's they must be hard for them. They want to get out there and get the ball in their hands, and they can't. They've got to they just got to direct the young boys.
Well, you mentioned no doubt the boys from both sides of the box here will be preparing for the NTLs. It'll be taking place in March in a couple of weeks that you've been doing the hard yards for as well. So they'll get their opportunity in a couple of weeks on the big stage. And Cooper, he'll take the ball, he tucks it under that right arm, goes forward, and he's working here with Webb and Carpenter, and he plays it. Cooper picks it up, and he goes that short side. Long pass over the top, and I think referee Bradley's got the forward pass, and I think this weekend we've had approximately about 48 games at the moment. I reckon we've seen only 2 passes go backwards to that corner. So that's, I don't know how many minutes that is, 48 times 25.
It's a lot.
Over you, Jace, you're the brainiac out of the two of us, so you can work that one out and come back to us.
Yeah, I'll get back to it. It's a really hard pass to throw. So, for those probably new to the game, the wind, it isn't so much that the ball's not going backwards out of the hand, it's just that the wind makes it hard for you to control your release when you're running to the corner. So if you're trying to throw into the wind, or you've got some gusting wind as a passer, you've got to try and rip the ball a bit harder, get more rotations on the ball, and you've really got to point as you follow through with the pass. So you've got to be really mechanically sound to throw a pass in that windy conditions, and it's been a bit of a headache for our junior boys and girls throughout the course of the tournament.
And the step off the left and gives the ball away, and Oliver Smith is caught on the last, and he'll play it, and there's Johnson at dummy half. And
that was nice from Johnson, wasn't it? Big left.
A little bit of size about him, Johnson, and he's got that pass, and he does a bit of a jump with the pass, and that's something that jump when you pass the ball, that came in for a little bit and sort of disappeared, and now it's starting to phase its way back in, the jump.
Yeah, it's more just a bit of deception. You're not really, it's not making the pass any better if you're off balance, but it's a bit of a deception. Sometimes the defence might think you're going to step or something, so that's why it had a bit of success in the past. But this is a really important set here for Wallsend. They've really got to hold them out. They don't want to let Northern Beaches get in front again.
Calendruccio picks it up, but we've got the player offside. Referee Masters says penalty, and Campos and Calendruccio working together, and Morlane, the try scorer here at Link, will be looking to get involved again and get another one on the board. There's a quickie, and Calendruccio gives it back in the second phase. Could be on here. And I'll go there again through Campos, and Calendruccio gives it back. Campos steps and dives, and some good defence by the Wallsend side. The Wolves.
Yeah, I like it that they're trying to go through. Sorry, Nath. I've liked that they're trying to go through. Now I'd be looking for a sweeper or a bump and run, and I think they can catch him on the outside. Here comes the bump.
There's the call. How's he going with it? And he looks for the lead without the back play. The 12-year-olds. It's the skill level here, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I really like what I saw there, and again, here we go with another bump and run. Good chance here.
They go long out, good hands, excellent hands here from the winger. Wooldridge, fantastic hands, a pass out in front, and but it's not a bad thing there. We talk about, the patience and things like that. I don't think the coach would be too worried about that. It's a good set down on the line, burn a bit of time, and also put a bit of fatigue in the legs for the Wolves.
Yeah, it was good to see Wallsend there scrambling and hanging in there, because they need to be the next to score in this semi-final. And one thing you mentioned, Nath, about the skill level and how there's lots of different types of plays. That wasn't something we always saw in juniors. They might better try, they might better do a quick release or something, but they wouldn't better run some of the other plays, like maybe, really big sweepers or, these middle bumps and long balls and that. But what we're seeing now, the skill level, is they're actually sequenced through lots of plays, an inside play, an outside play, long balls, sweeping. It's really amazing to see the level of skill here in touch footy.
6.5 minutes left on the clock, and the Renegades through Cooper, and he's palling Carpenter's back on the field, and he runs around. He's looking for Carpenter. They've got speed and space, and he steps back in. That's Angus Webb in the jersey 10, and here we go, and Cooper and Carpenter, and what are they coming to here? And he gets the ball back, Cooper, the space, he gives it inside Carpenter, the CCs. There they are, Cooper and Carpenter. Carpenter scores and extends their lead.
Great work there by Cooper and Carpenter. Carpenter was a little bit frustrated earlier in the match with, a couple of the way the game was going, a couple of calls. That's how you answer it. You run direct, you run hard, you get the try, and you do your talking on the scoreboard. So great work there by Carpenter. And how about the composure from Cooper? They tried a couple of those long balls, as we said, to that, down to the corner of the windy corner. And then Cooper's made the adjustment and tried to go through rather than around on that end of the field. And that's class
little bit of conditioning of the defence there, and they got exactly what they wanted out of it. Another try to extend their lead, and they go that bump and run play. And Wallsend, you think here with just over 5 to go, they're going to need to be the next to score, and we know how quick they can score. Here in touch, and the big step and long pass, and he dives, but it's a good touch. Malachi Kennedy with the touch, and
I think Wallsend got the first try, Nathan, and I think when the game hadn't steadied, it was still a bit disruptive. I think that was working in their favour. Once Northern Beach has been a bit more favoured, or the favourites go in the contest, as the game settled and got in a bit more of a rhythm, then we've seen this class rise to the top on the Northern Beaches outfit. So Wallsend going to have their work cut out for them, because they're going to need 3 tries. And I think you mentioned 4 or 5 minutes to go. So it's going to be a uphill task for them. Let's see if they can get one here.
Yeah, and here we go into the box. Just probably a case of, it's been a long weekend for some of the kids wanting to get off and have that breather here. And as we said, 5, 6, 7, 8 games for some of the kids. And a bit of fatigue will come into it. There's Bruce Thompson now will work in that middle section. Wait and see what they do. We're at a Mexican standoff here. No one wants to go forward. The advantage played, and he steps off the left and looks to dummy, and that's Boucher there, and it's Cruz Elars actually, and back to Elars, and Thompson can't hang on to it.
Yeah, we mentioned, I think in one of the earlier games, Nathan, that it's good to see the referees working together. It's something that's unique to touch football. We've got 3 referees working in a team, and you'll see the outside referees will be talking to the referee in the middle, controlling. We'll see Masters here doing a good job, and he's getting comms from Bradley and Rose outside him. So it's something unique to touch, and it's really good to see the referees working together as a team.
Great driving set, and Cooper. That was probably outside of the try we had earlier from the Renegades. That was probably their second best driving set, and it was a pass to Webb that was just couldn't find the mark. But Cooper and Carpenter here working together, and Cooper looks, he steps and gives that same play up the other end. But this time Elars is Johnny on the spot.
I'd really like to see whether we see a big left to right long with the win, because I want to sort of see whether this is, if it's just a bit of a fluke, or they're actually really designing and measuring their play. So let's see whether in future sets if they end up going back to that left to right long.
3 minutes to go, and as Jace mentioned, with the way no rankings in the Junior State Cup, and there's probably 2 of the fancy side, and it's going to be a comeback here, and the referee's got a forward pass. I'm going to say maybe off the mark. Let's see what signal we get from referee Rose.
Good call. So one of the things, Nate, that I think it's good to let's have a bit of a giggle, because I don't understand. I can't follow a lot of things, but Nathan's 3 steps ahead of me. One of the things that I like seeing is the different types of plays. Like we saw a follow or a trail there. We've seen the quick release, we've seen sweepers, we've seen long balls, and it's really hard for a defence to be able to handle all those things. You'll see a long one here from Cooper again. Oh, good feet from the 7.
It's a good touch. It's jersey 13, Elvis.
Yeah, and a good
Elvis
touch.
Nathan with a great touch. Big dive at the end, and that would have been game, set, bingo. It's Cooper. This could be it now. And they can't get it away, but once they get good defence, it was Maisali, Tupou, and Cooper's there. It's good scrambling defence.
Yeah, good
Caden
defence
Norris.
there. Yeah, probably not the best attacking set from Northern Beach is that one, but so when you're trying to defend, whether you're playing or coaching, it's really hard to defend inside plays where you'll be telling your defence, can you squeeze in and help each other out, and then long balls where you're saying, can you spread out and mark your player. So the fact that Northern Beaches, and Wallsend are doing it as well, the fact that they can run all the different types of plays really is really tough, I suppose, to defend, and it just shows how high the skill level is in this 12s boys division.
I'll go the quickie. Johnson picks it up, and the space there, the big dive and the slide in, and great defence, Angus Webb, as we head into that final minute of the game. And Cooper, he's been dominant in this game. Young Bo Cooper and Aiden Carpenter, they're 2 to watch here. The grand final will be on field 1 a little bit later this afternoon. And
they're going to take some beating, this Northern Beaches side. They're really classy.
pushes under. It's a great touch again, and it is that man, Caden Norris. He's been on fire in defence for the Wolves. And
how does it work with the championship, Nathan? For those tuned in, so this is the Northern Conference, and then how does it work? The winner of this will then play the Southern winner.
Yeah, so next Sunday at Bayview Avenue or Tempe Velodrome, the Southern Conference winners from each division will play the Northern Conference winners in a State of Origin best of 3 type series, which will be kicking off on Sunday. And there's the hooter in the background, as you heard. So yes, the Renegades don't need to do anything silly here, and he throws it over, and Coach Cooper catches that one. And that'll do us.
Yeah, really good work there from Wallsend. They've clearly had a very strong tournament, but Northern Beaches have got a little bit ahead of them still. They're probably thinking about the grand final coming up, and maybe even one eye on the state championship next Sunday. So
very big possibility, Jason. Don't worry about that one. So that's all we have time for. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back in just a few moments with our next game here live, thanks to New South Wales Touch and Bar TV.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to those teams moving through. Next round of the game will get underway in 4 minutes' time. Donnie Leonard is on the ground. Donnie Leonard, can you come and see us in the tournament control area, please? Donnie Leonard, if you're on the ground, can you come and see us at tournament control, please?
How's that one feel, boys?